You and me, we gonna take it back to the street. Be partners.
He wants Rock's head on a stake.
It's a big fucking move.
That's a big fucking problem.
Starting tonight, I'm taking back everything that belongs to me.
He doing everything he can to hurt us.
You gotta fuck with me first.
Baby brother, ready to get busy.
What up, welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we're locked in. This is the last thoughts for episode 7 of Raising Kanan, and the question still is out there. Who took out Famous? Now, I know a lot of people are saying Marvin. I never went with that. I know they're talking about in the trailer or the little clip that they seen, there was a ring and a bracelet. I'm thinking that it was Breeze. My bad. Did I say Breeze? I'm looking more towards Unique, and we seen Unique break into the house and tell Rock he's about to watch everything crumble and watch her suffer. So we're trying to see, is Unique really going to be in the game now? And is he going to partner up with Kanan, which I've been waiting to see? Or where do we go from here? But remember, there is a break after episode 7 in between 7 and 8, and we'll pick it back up in 2 weeks. But this is the last thought. So before we jump into this and just think about what the hell is actually happening, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button. We on that road to 75,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys because power, that's what my channel was built off of. So let's jump into it. This is my last thoughts about episode 7. It's only right we start with the King of New York. He didn't buy not 1 chain, not 2 chains, not 3 chains, not 4, but he bought them all. And of course, we know Unique had to get him a new assortment of minks. Now, I mentioned in the intro that he broke into Rock's house. How much damage is he actually going to do to what Rock has built? Now, with him linking back up with Quan, and we know Kanan is with Quan, and we also see that Unique is going to be talking to Snaps and Pops. Everyone is just getting all jumbled up and mixed up at this point because Rock is about to let Marvin and Lulu know that Unique is back. Now, Unique is moving with Phil Russo, but he can't move on Stefano. Stefano is a made man, and he's one of the 5 families in New York. The smaller families are out in Jersey. So what they gonna do is they gonna mess with the bookie. They're gonna disrupt anything that Rock got going on, and we could potentially see him bring Kanan up under him, because if he goes and talks to Snaps and Pops, they're not gonna want to deal with Rock anymore. And why is that? Because Rock has been talking back. Rock thinks she's elevated. So if Snaps and Pops are invested in Kanan, Kanan needs to be up under Unique, because Unique now has the muscle just in case Rock wants to jump stupid. That's what I believe is going on here. Snaps and Pop are letting Rock and Marvin know, we don't deal with y'all. Y'all got your own business deal. Y'all with Stefano? Cool. Y'all got your own connect for the H? Cool. Well, we're giving money to Kanan. Our business is with Kanan. And if we see Unique coming here and talk to him, wouldn't it make sense to link Kanan with somebody that has the muscle? Because if Rock and them are doing their own thing, Stefano becomes competition. Hazef wouldn't have said that there's competition in Southside Queens if he didn't know something. And remember, he's the big dog. So Snaps and Pops are probably telling them, whatever y'all got, that's on y'all. I go through Kanan, and if Kanan can get a better deal somewhere else, then that's what we gonna go with. Remember, Snaps and Pops are about money, and they're well respected in these streets. Marvin and Rock, we ain't heard them talk crazy to them. When Snaps was checking Kanan, we seen Rock step back because she knows in the game, Snaps and Pops got some pull in the streets. After the incident at the park, we're going to start to see some divide between Juke and Kanan, brother and sister relationship. But now Kanan is looking at Juke as if he don't even know who she is. She's somebody that he used to know. Now, I do believe that there's going to be some kind of incident between Jukebox and Crystal that's going to really make Kanan hate Jukebox, and he's going to hold that for the rest of his life, because maybe Crystal is really like his first true love. They done moved in together. OC has his own little thing going on, and I'm thinking that that whole situation is going to tie in with Juke, and maybe Juke's going to feel that Crystal had OC do something or something along that nature, where Juke takes out Crystal or harms Crystal, which makes Kanan mad at Juke, but he ain't going to do nothing because he's young and this is his cousin / sister. You see what I'm saying? And at this point, Juke is building up that image of the Juke that we know in the OG power, the Juke that put fear in everybody. So I think this is where we're going to start to see that change right before the break. If Kanan really want to start to evolve and get money in this game, he's going to have to branch out and do his own thing. And that's why I say Snaps and Pops are probably going to have him either go to Quan and get that work from that angle, or link him with Breeze. I mean, Unique, and have that as the security, because they don't want anything to do with what Rock got going on. Rock is making her own deal. She got her own stipulations, and she's moving H. Now, Snaps and Pops don't really care what you're moving as long as they get their investment back. But I think Kanan is going to be moving their cocaine that they're getting from Quan. And he has his own little infrastructure also. Now, with Kanan potentially linking up with Unique, we're going to see them catching all of the Chinese spots on fire where Rock can't move anything. Remember, Rock and Marvin, they still control the Chinese restaurants with the trucks. So if they burn all of that down, this is going to leave the whole market wide open for Kanan and push Rock over to the plaza. I'm assuming that this is Arc Bar's crew that Unique has linked up. Now, they are in Jersey, but they're going to come over to New York, and I'm thinking that this is going to be the crew that's catching the restaurants on fire, that are starting to take out the corners for Unique, and doing anything that Unique needs, because we wouldn't have made that connection for no reason. And that's why I keep harping on Kanan potentially having a link with Unique to have an actual force behind him. He needs some muscle. Right now it's just courier service. We still don't know what's going on with OC. Now, OC, we don't believe that he's going to last too much longer, but I'm thinking that early Tyler is going to go to Unique and say, Unique, I need help. Because remember, he's trying to step on everything that Stefano has. So whether Unique goes and talks to that made man that owes 10,000, 15,000 early Tyler, or they send this crew over there and they go rough them up. And this right here is going to put a dent in everything Stefano has. And lastly, with Rock, we have several things going on with her. We know the big one is Stefano. Remember, Stefano has told her, this plan is yours. It's got to work. He also told Marvin, what you doing, you vouch for early Tyler, it's got to work. So Rock, she's going to be navigating. Obviously, she's going to have her little situation with Unique that's going to have her a little bit spooked and wondering how she's going to be moving in these streets. But then back at home, she hasn't seen Joyce since Joyce has came back to the crib. We know Joyce has asked Marvin, she's asked Lulu, both to take them out. Marvin was weak. Lou, he's just a baby, he's too fragile. Rock is too tough. So with Rock being here, I still don't think that Rock is capable of getting rid of Joyce, because it is her mother, even though they have their disagreements. But Joyce is probably going to be talking to her and getting everything off her chest. And this would probably be like the last episode we see Joyce. But do I believe that Rock is going to take her out? It could go either way. I really don't care about Joyce's character. So if Rock does it, I'm hip hip hooray. If Joyce just does natural causes and gets out of here, I'm still hip hip hooray. So we can get rid of this storyline. But I don't think that Rock is going to do anything to her mother, although I'd like to see it. All right, there you go. My last thoughts on episode 7 of Raising Kanan. Let me know what you think. I'm going to try to do a live tonight. I got to run some errands. I got to take care of some things before the weekend hit. But if not, we will be live tomorrow night for the live after show on the clock, probably 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go ahead and start that where we talk about each character. But let me know, what are your predictions? What is your body count for episode 7? Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content. I'm Mo.J. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.